Wanna talk about it. The rhythm of love. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Flava House Network's The Love Rhythm Recipe. I'm Casey, your host, your master chef, your navigator through this thing we call food and love. And tonight, oh baby, we got some delicious little tidbits that we're cooking up. We have some braised boneless beef ribs. Yes, that's what I said. And some lovely sides that I've already prepared that, hey, go well with this. And our topic tonight is it love or just the moment? Now, I want that to kind of marinate around your head because I guess you're like, what in the world is she talking about? I've already heard that once, and it's several things. And that is why we are here to explore all the possibilities. Let's see who we have here. And I see I have my loving husband with his little hands and the heart there in there. And that's a good thing. And then I have Songs of the Woven Threads. Songs of the Woven Threads was here last week. And I am here to tell you, just launched the news station or the channel. You need to go over there and check it out. Great stories. Don't miss it. I'm telling you. Remember that name. Jot it down. Okay, let's see who else we have here. All right, so what I'm going to do is we are going to give you the ingredients. That's the first thing we're going to do. And then we're going to talk about exactly what it means, the subject that we are diving into. Okay, so, but first, I almost forgot our mixologist. Look at this. This is how cute is this? This is called, I don't know. It's called the Velvet Night. Now, this pairs really well with those boneless beef ribs that are braised and so succulent and so delicious and so tender. Okay, so this is going to be really good. Now, I wish someone could tell me what's in it. My mixologist, what is in this?
So we have half a cup of fresh blackberries.
Ooh.
We have a teaspoon of honey or agave syrup, whichever you choose.
Mm-hmm.
We have half a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, some ginger ale, some cranberry juice, and some crushed ice.
Okay.
We have a nice mint and lemon for garnish, and there you have a Velvet Night.
Okay, Velvet Night, y'all. You gotta get you some of this stuff. It's really good. It is really good. I'm enjoying this immensely. I'm not gonna enjoy it, but so much because if I drink it, then I won't be able to eat my food. Okay, but let me just move that over to the side. Okay, so we have. You're gonna see this little itty bitty bag. What I did, because braising beef and this type of beef, which is cut from a chuck roast, takes patience and slow cooking. Slow cooking, and we don't have 3 hours up here on this piece. So I started the process about an hour and a half or more ago. So we're almost there with it. But I wanted to show you guys what you need to do in order to get where I'm at now. So I know this looks crazy, but I got a nice piece of country. They call it country boneless beef ribs. And all it is strips of the chuck roast cut in the shape of a rib without the bone. So what I did, and it looks like this because I marinated this. And I saved the one out because I want to show you guys how to do it. So the marinade is very simple. I had my dry brine, which I use Vandross meat tenderizer. And if we can get that, I'm going to have beautiful assistants show you what that is. I am telling you, this is a staple that you should have in your house. You really should. This is good for everything. Vandross meat tenderizer. So I put this on the meat, and then we made a mixture. Believe it or not, mayonnaise is very, very good for meat, for tenderizing. No, you don't have to pull it because everybody knows what mayo is. Okay. So it is very, very good for tenderizing things. So what we did, we took a cup of mayo we had 4 pounds of the country ribs. So for this, of course, we didn't do all that. But for 4 pounds, we had a cup of mayo. We had, which herbs did you try? You did the
The Trinity girls.
The Trinity girls. So we had our cilantro. We had the basil. We had the Italian seasoning, and we had the parsley. So right now I don't have that out because I've already done it, but she put that in here, and they come in these little cups, and they're called Gourmet Garden. You may be able to find this where you live, and you want to get this because this will last you a month, and it's a little freeze dry, but it's more fresh, and it's really good. But anyway, so those are the three things we had in there inside the mayo, and she put a little bit of garlic in here, and that was it. She put this minced garlic here. You put what, about a half a teaspoonful in there?
Oh no, I put about like 1.5 teaspoons.
So she put 1.5 teaspoons, tablespoons, the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she put 1.5 tablespoons in. Because we had a lot of meat in the marinade. She had the cup of mayo. We had the Ados meat tenderizer, and then we just let it sit. You can let this sit overnight. The longer you let it sit, of course, the more tender it's going to be. This sat for maybe about an hour. So you can do anywhere from an hour to overnight, and you'll be cooking with gas. Okay. So this is why it looks like this, because it's in the marinade. So we have our meat. We have, you can take this away too. We have, and I'm just going to bend this down a little bit so you can see. In here, I just put all my herbs and everything in here. I have here, this is some fresh basil. I have some fresh rosemary. And these little vine looking things here are thyme. So this is fresh thyme. I have green bell pepper, some onion. Now, when you're doing the 4 pounds, you will do a whole, actually 1.5 medium-sized onions. You will do a whole bell pepper, large. And I usually do a combination of red and green, but I'm just doing the green today. And like I said, you just to get a little stock. I have a couple of stalks of the rosemary, just to give that flavor, because you're going to dig these out. And those are the vegetables. So as far as any dried seasonings, I like to use some onion powder. So for the 4 pounds, you're going to do about half a teaspoon of the onion powder. Paprika, because it does more than color, it gives it flavor. And I do a half a teaspoon of this. I have the adobo. Also, I like to use the sazon. I ran out, so I had some adobo. So I used a little bit of this because it has a little bit of salt in it. So I did a half a teaspoon of this also. Now, Casey's Blessing is my own all-purpose seasoning, which is not on the market. So until it is, you guys go to your local grocery store and get whatever all-purpose seasoning that you normally use or that you like. And I did see with this, it has no salt. So I hit this up probably about 2 tablespoons, but you want to read the back of your labels if you are sodium sensitive for what you have. And you just season to taste. I have the Worcestershire sauce, and I used a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce to all of that meat. Then I had some black pepper. I did everything's pretty much a half a teaspoonful black pepper. Pepper. I always at this time of night, I get that going on. Get the tongue tied. Okay. I have some tomato paste, and my tomato paste comes in a tube, but you can get the little can. And what I use 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. It's going to be in the liquid. And of course, butter. I have this little itty bitty piece of butter here because I only have 1 piece of meat, but I used 1.5 sticks of butter because butter makes all things better. And I just got the store brand. Now I usually get Lipton onion soup mix. I've never used the store brand before. I find it's a little salty, so you want to be careful. Taste your broth that you're braising in before you get to doing what you need to do if you're going to use store brand. The Lipton is not that salty, so just telling you. And I used 1 packet of this. And of course I had a little canola oil because you have to sear this meat prior to putting it into your pot for braising. I had a little bit of Splenda because whenever I use tomato products, I do use a little bit of sweetener to offset the tanginess. So because of the tomato paste, a little bit of Splenda, and that's about it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you a little definition of what this topic is about. Is it love or just the moment? So we all have felt deep instant connection. Well, I mean, have you felt deep instant connection with someone before? Okay. And when the chemistry is undeniable, you're talking about the spark versus substance. Okay. So that initial spark versus something that can be substantial and possibly turn into a relationship. Okay. But the thing is, that initial spark, that pull, that attraction, is it love, or is it just timing or desire, or are you just lonely and your mind playing tricks on you? You know, it could be a whole lot of things. I'm not going to say to you that when you first meet somebody that can't be the one. Okay. But sometimes you meet the one, but the one is not ready for that type of commitment. And the timing for your relationship is just not right. You know, so what I'm saying is, I'll give you a perfect example. You meet this person, you say, hey, they're everything. You have some people that will kind of allow you to lead them down a path that they might not necessarily be ready to go. Okay, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They do like you, but you're moving faster than what they want you to move. So things of that nature. So when you have somebody that is not on the same, I guess, the same level or the same trajectory that you are, and this all comes down to communication, okay? Because you need to communicate, hey, I'm looking for a relationship. And the other person, you say, hey, I may be at some point, but not right now. Sometimes people get into relationships because they are kind of prodded and pushed into them, and they're not really ready for all that comes with that, because a lot of responsibility comes with it. And yes, they really like you and they're attracted and stuff, but they don't really know about the love part. And you can be clear. You can be clear. So this is what I'm saying, you know, is it love, or is it just the moment? Are you in the moment? Okay, somebody, and I'm just going to be real. Some people will sit up there and let you pitch to them, and you're talking all of this about the future, and all they want is a booty call. And they're not telling you that. Okay, so that is what I'm talking about. Or you can have a situation where, like I said, the person can really be into you, but you're in different places in your life right now. And for whatever reason, you just can't be together. You really do feel this connection, but wrong time, wrong place. So if any of you have ever felt that or have experienced that, yeah, hey, you know, I mean, you're not alone. So that's what that is about. If you give me one moment, I do have these wonderful ribs over here, bubbling over here, just a cooking, so we can have them ready for you guys. So let me take a look over here. I'm going to take a little drink. This is so good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the process of showing you how to brown the meat, you know, season the meat. And then we are going to sear the meat. And then we're going to get a teeny tiny little pot, and we're going to put that one little piece in that pot, and we're going to show you how to cook this. And I'm going to tell you, it'll be worth it. You can do a couple of things. So I chose stovetop because that's just what I wanted. But you can also put this in the oven and cook it for about 2.5 to 3 hours covered. And you just want to cook it slow and steady. You cook it at about 350, and you just let it do its thing. And it'll be just as easy and just as good. And you don't have to worry about, you know, checking your stove or whatever. Because I will tell you, when you do it inside on top of the stove, you want to reduce the liquid, but you want it to have enough liquid because you want that liquid to be thickened, and you want that liquid to be a nice gravy. So one or two things you can do. Once you finish with your meat, you can remove the meat, and then you can thicken up your liquid that's left, and that'll be your gravy. Or you can do the quick hack like I plan to do, and I got a little bit of store brand, no name gravy, and I'm just going to hype it up and glow it up with my juices and thicken it up a little bit with a little bit of what is this stuff I got here? Cornstarch, yes, because I'm used to using flour, so whatever. And then we're gonna have that lovely gravy that you saw on my thumbnail because it is so delicious. Yes, it is. So let me just check this.
Are you ready to move the computer?
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna go over here and check the pot we have here, and then I'm going to move the computer. Okay. So let me just get a little drink here. That is so good. That is so good. Until as soon as we finish this, I have one of my flavor fam here, Jerome. He usually comes in the morning and he's always complaining that we don't put the recipe to the drinks. So I am going to put the recipe. All you gotta do is subscribe, and then you can go to the community post area and there it'll be. So that's what I'm going to do. I've had a lot of these drinks, but I really like this one. I like all of them, but I like this one. I really like this. Okay, so let me go over here and check out the already existing cooking meat, and then we're going to show you how to sear and to get this in the pot so it can be braised. It is so simple. It just takes patience, just like relationships do. And I'm going to tell you, I am a firm believer that sometimes you just know who your person is, and yes, it can be forever. Okay, well sometimes your forever may be 5 minutes. I'm just saying. Okay, so let me go over here and check this out. I just need something to check it out with. One moment. Okay. I just need to get this over here. And of course, I saw the table and it had something. I had to wipe it. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me get this. Let me see what's going. This is looking. This is looking nice. It is thickening up so nice. I'm going to show you guys, but I don't want to let. Ooh, yes. Y'all gonna be happy with this, I'm telling you. Okay, so let me get that over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this pot to the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna move this pot to the other side, and then I'm gonna set it up where you guys can see what I'm doing, okay? Well, maybe I'll leave it here because I have the small. I'll just move this over here. I have the small stuff, so what is this? Oh, okay. Let me just get this over here. I have my small little skillet. I had it. I don't know what I did with it. Little teeny tiny small skillet.
Oh, it's over here.
Yes, if you could pass that to me. I thought I brought it over here. I looked at it and then I didn't bring it here. Okay. We're gonna bring our table around. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the one.
Okay, cool.
Because I only got one piece of meat. So I was like, what I'm gonna do?
I thought you were looking for the snow platter.
No, because I don't have one that small. So I'm gonna bring this around. We're gonna get you guys over here so you can get to seeing. Let me get some of these bangles off and stuff, and get my rings off.
The top of this.
And I'm gonna put my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. See, these are the eyes that match the outfit. These are the eyes that I can see. Okay. I can see in these two, but I see better. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I can see. Okay. I see your true colors shining through. Yep. So let me just put this in here. So what do you guys think about this topic? Okay, have I explained it enough where you have an opinion? Beautiful assistant? Well, anybody?
So in my opinion, it's very important to be transparent about what you want from the beginning. Like as soon as you meet, say what it is that you expect from the scenario, or at least your overall goal. And then if both parties are transparent and open, then we should never have a problem. Should never be a problem.
Okay, never, ever.
Yeah, if everybody is transparent and open and upfront with what they need, I don't see, and everybody is on the same accord.
Okay, I'm going to move this.
That's important.
I'm going to move this over here. Yes, I am. I'm going to watch out for this cord. Yes, I am. Okay, thank you. And we're going to put that over here.
Good.
Okay, I think, did it stretch? Yes, it stretched. Okay, I think I'm going to move my table over just because I want to get the table right here where you guys can see this skillet, because that's the teeny weeny one that's going to have a little teeny weeny piece of meat in there. Okay, so you say transparency.
Yeah, be transparent.
Okay, I agree. Transparency is very, very important. And if everybody did that in the beginning of a relationship, I probably wouldn't be standing here and talking. And we wouldn't have issues, would we? So I'm going to get a little bit of my canola oil, you guys. And I see 8 people and 5 likes. Can we get an 8 here? Yes. I'm going to get about a tablespoonful in this little pot. So I can, first of all, spray with some cooking spray, because this definitely is one of my older pots. And it will stick. But I want to show you guys, I'm going to spray this with some cooking spray. And for any of you that have the little old pots like me, you want to spray it. All right. And I'm going to put a little bit of this canola oil in it, because searing means putting it on a high heat. You want to get that little crisp on it, and then it's ready to go into your pot and do your little thing. Okay, so let me turn this on. Now I'm going to take this to about an 8. If it was one of my stainless steel pots, I will probably take it lower, because it gets hot real fast. Okay, so let me just put a little bit of oil in here, just like that, and let that heat up. And I'm going to find my gloves, because this marinade is messy and I got to put my hands on it. So let me find a glove. Okay. I'll put my gloves on, and then I can take my gloves off. So let me see if I can get this on my hand. So I have another question. So if you're meeting somebody or whatever, and this is, I'm not going to say the same day or whatever, but you just recently met the person. Okay. And sometimes people, and you got to be careful of that too. If you just meet somebody and they're telling you how much they love you, I don't, but see, okay. Beautiful sister said love bombing. Yes, people do love bomb, but there's some people that just know. But I wouldn't tell you that, because you may scare. You're going to scare the person off, and they're going to be talking like she is love bombing. She's going to get out the psychological book, and she's going to start analyzing you. Okay, so you might want to kind of keep that to yourself, even though you may know that is the one. Okay, but you want to ask yourself too, do they love your heart? Okay, or just the way you're making them feel at that moment? Because you got to realize there's so many emotions when you first listen. I would just be real with you, okay? When you lay eyes on that person, and you are physically attracted to that person, okay? And that's about all you are. You don't know who that person is, okay? If you meet them online, you're attracted to what they're feeding you. You do not know that that is who they really are. It takes time to learn who somebody is. Okay. All right. See, this is what I'm saying about this pan versus that pan. This pan, I'm talking to you, and guess what? It's still not hot enough. But this pan would have been smoking by now. So, note to self, whenever Casey is doing this show and I need to run my mouth, use this. Use that pan. Okay, so let me open this up. Let me get a fork. Yes.
Would you say that it's inaccurate that don't most relationships start the same way, regardless of what it is that you're looking for? Initially it's the physical attraction, right?
Well,
so when do you know it's going to be more?
Okay, if you're talking about back in the day before all this technology, yeah, okay, I got to go up into the club, I got to go to the bar, I'm going to meet him at the bowling alley, I may see him walking down the street, whatever. Now in this day of technology where people are not really social, they're social media, but they're not physically social. You can meet somebody online. They could be sitting there underneath a bridge. They can put a backdrop to make it look like they live in $1 million, and they can feed you whatever they want, and they can talk that talk. So we used to call it, they're trying to get a rap, okay, back in the day, which means they feeding you whatever they think you want to hear, okay? And that's possible. Or you can get somebody who really is, okay, let me get this in here, because now I'm about to get real deep on y'all, and y'all going to be like, okay, she's throwing shade, but I'm not. Okay, so let me get this in here. And it's just one little piece, y'all. It's not a lot, because you know what? You don't need a whole pan to understand how to do this. So if you see, I'm taking this piece, I'm laying it down in here, I'm flattening it out, and you're just going to brown on one side and then on the other. Let me turn it down. Okay. I'm going to toss this in the garbage. And we want to have a certain amount of heat, okay? Because you don't want it to, brown so fast that it burns. But you do want to get a good sear on it. So what I'm going to do is something called a vent. And when you vent a pot, you take your top and you pull it just halfway because you want enough air to get in it. I'm not trying to steam it. If I close this all the way, it's going to bring the heat down and it's going to start to steam through and it's not going to get that brown like I want. But I don't have, and I always tell you guys about the screens that I have for my skillets. I couldn't find one that little. So I'm going to have to use the old-fashioned method. But back to what I was saying and answering beautiful assistant's question or responding to it. Back in the day, like I said, they throw that rap on you sometime and get your head and sometime it don't. Now, in this day and time, they throw that rap on you with ChatGPT and everybody else, okay? And it can be real and it cannot. I'm not going to say that if I meet somebody online because, hey, they can show me they can show me Denzel. I don't know. So, yeah, you probably are physically attracted. I'm going to say, because like I said, this is not my lane. I'm doing my husband 40-some years and we did not meet like that. Okay. But if I were in that position and I'm meeting someone in that way, it would go so deeper than us just chatting or even what do you call it? FaceTiming. That's what y'all call it. FaceTiming and stuff like that. Yeah, you probably have to take me on a tour of your house. I probably have to see your credit. There's a lot of stuff that I would have to do. And I'm gonna tell you, yeah, usually it is that initial physical attraction or that those words that they say that are that superficial level and not really that deep. Because a lot of times people don't want to go that deep because they don't want to scare you off. And so if they're good at listening and they have good listening skills, they kind of hear where you're coming from, and kind of if they want to be with you, they may feed you back what they think you need to hear. Okay, but somebody who's really on the up and up is not only going to listen to you, but they're going to make sure that you're hearing them. Not just sound, but what they really want to say and represent themselves.
I don't know. I think I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion.
Well, no opinion is unpopular. It's yours.
I think that you shouldn't come in with all your hopes and dreams and expectations to put on a person. I think you come in, you meet them, you get to know the person. So you don't, I don't believe, even if you want to get married, fine, if you want to get married, you conduct yourself in that way. Maybe you're not sleeping with them right away. Maybe you're not.
I'm getting my drink, y'all.
Maybe you're not doing A, B, C, and D. But I don't think that every time you go on a date, I know some people are like that. Like you have to be planning for marriage. Because I'll say for me, when I met my now and only and forever husband.
Her current husband, like she got a million. No, just one.
When I met my husband, I said explicitly, I don't want a relationship. Because I was a relationship girly. I had been in serial monogamous. So I said point blank in the beginning, I don't want a relationship. I said we can hang out, we can go places, we can, spend time, but I don't want to be anybody's girlfriend or anything. And he said, and now we're married.
Right.
So I think going into it without expectations, he may have had what he would like to have happened, but he didn't come in with that, like, oh, I'm not even going to talk to this girl because she's saying she doesn't want a relationship. So if you know point blank, I'm not saying maybe I'm giving toxic advice, because if a person's saying point blank what you don't want, then you guys are unaligned. But I'm just saying, give it time for that person to see, because then I saw that, hey, maybe I thought I didn't want a relationship, but maybe it was because I wasn't meeting the right person.
Okay, I understand exactly what she's saying. So she's saying he was willing, because I'm sure he must have had other thought patterns, and I'd have to ask him, okay? But if he had another thought pattern, okay, him, okay? Did you have...
My husband is here.
Okay, son-in-law, did you have other thought patterns, or was you like, hey, we just gonna see how this rolls? Honestly.
When we first met, I can honestly say that I knew she was the one. However, I had to also listen to what she was saying.
Right.
And so in listening.
Okay, one moment, hold that thought. I was gonna turn this over, but I need to turn this up because it's not browning like I want. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna turn it up to a 7. Okay, continue.
So in listening to what she wanted at the time, it was just a matter of, just being patient. And so you be patient, you listen, but you're also demonstrating, right, that you can be that helpmate for that person.
Right.
Listening to them.
But not pressure. He was not pressuring. He didn't pressure at all.
Right. So it's also too about being confident in yourself. And so if you know that you can be confident and know that you got the quote unquote juice, then you continue to move forward.
So
you continue to move forward in that relationship and then see where things go.
Right, right.
But if you come with all the bells and whistles and you're putting pressure onto a person, all you're going to do is run them off.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, you're stuck by yourself.
Okay, so the long and short of it is, just like I was thinking, he knew, and he was like, I'm going to wait this out, and I'm going to make you love me. Ooh, yes, I will. There you go. And that's how it was. Because in his mind, he knew what he knew. And he was making her know what she needed to know. But there was no pressure. And there are people out there when that is the one. Hey there, sister. How are you? Okay. Yes, read them.
All right, so first one said the cocktail looks delicious and beef ribs are one of my favorite dishes.
I know.
And then she said, don't get drunk on the cocktail.
Okay, we don't get drunk on cocktails here because we have mocktails, sis. You know this. Okay, we are take to the sky in a natural high. Yeah, we just got it like that.
And one more question.
Yes.
So she said she missed it, but do you marinate your ribs overnight?
You can, but these particular ones I marinated for about an hour or so with a combination of Adolph's meat tenderizer and mayo and fresh herbs, garlic. And using the mayonnaise, it puts in moisture. The Adolph's meat tenderizer breaks down some of those tendons and things to make it a little bit moist. And then you just have to slow cook it. That's about it. Okay, let me check this out because I'm not finished with the son-in-law. Okay, so let me find my fork. Now, this little thing act like it don't want to brown like I want it to. Okay, there you go. So it's doing what it needs to do. It just had to take its time, just like the son-in-law. The son-in-law was patient, and it all paid off. Some people have patience. But some people, this day and time, I'm going to tell you like this. What I found for younger people, or what do y'all call yourselves? Gen Z, A, B, C, G, E, F, G, Millennium. No. I know he's not, but I mean for the other ones. Okay. That's why he had patience, because he's not. Okay. Just let's be real. Okay. Because some people is like, I am on a mission. I got to have a kid by this time. I need to have my career by that time. And yes, when I sit down and I am dating intentionally. I advocate intentional dating. I do not advocate scaring somebody away. You have to know how to put it this way. It's just like when you go to your job. You don't go out there and act like a nut bucket when you're at your job. Okay. You do things in a professional manner. There is a professional way to obtain information that makes you feel secure. And that's going to take being intentional and spending time with that person. You are not going to sit with somebody you meet at a bar, okay, and say, hey, here's my resume. This is what I need, okay? What you got? One or two things going to happen. If they like what you look like, they're going to tell you they got everything you need, sex you, and then keep it moving, okay? If they don't like what you got, they're probably going to move down to the next and say, I'm going to the restroom and never come back.
I've done that.
Okay, so that's what's going to happen. So that being the case, you have to have the tact and not be so, and I'm going to use the word you kids use, not be so thirsty. Okay? You can't be so thirsty. If you're thirsty, drink some water before you sit down at the bar. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay? Because with the choices you make, maybe the ones that you have to live with. Okay? And even if you don't stay in a relationship, there are wounds and damage done every single time you embark on that journey. So you need to be careful about the things that you want. My daughter thought that she didn't want that. At that time, she did not want that. She had somebody who knew who he was, knew what he wanted, and was willing to let her have the room to figure it out. Everybody don't do that. So what I'm saying to you is, don't leap before you look. She did the right thing. She was honest with herself. At that point in time, that wasn't what she was looking for, but she didn't close the door to having a friendship. And I'm going to tell you, having a friendship with somebody is a good thing before you have anything else, because that can complicate a situation. Okay, so, yep, this little puppy is nice and brown. I'm going to flip it one more time, and I'm going to turn it down. Okay, let me get this over here. And I'm going to wipe all of this little greasy spills over here. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Okay, do you think it's good to rush into a situation, even though you know what you want? And I'm going to tell you, I've seen it time and time again, where people will rush into a situation because they think they know what they want, or they think that they're doing what is expected, and that's not really where their heart is. And they convince their head that this is what I need. And they turn that person into something that they may not be. And the person that you're doing it to may be too nice to tell you, hey, pump them brakes, until later on down the line. And then they start finding all of these little things that they really don't like. And then you have all these difficulties where at the very beginning, I just wanted to be your friend. And you got wedding bells. Come on and marry me, Bill. You know, so it's like, yeah. So you got to think about that stuff. Okay, so anyway, I wiped that up.
I just to agree with what you said, I got clearance to tell the story about moving too fast. Even when people...
Okay, one moment, please. I'm just moving this off of the stove. Okay, continue. I'm going to get my little pot while she gives you the lowdown on the showdown.
In college, my freshman... Oh, no. Okay, yes, in college, my freshman year, I had a very good friend, which I thought was a great friend, and then this friend actually liked me. And then they said, oh, nobody likes me. And I said, any girl would be lucky to be with you. You're an amazing person. And then he said, oh, so do you want to be my girlfriend? And me, I knew full well the answer was no. But I did not say no.
And you didn't want to hurt his feelings.
I didn't want to hurt his feelings. But I knew that's why I tried to learn with my husband later, like, I don't want it. But back then I didn't know, and I said yes.
So I just have to say this. I don't ever want to feel like I did back then. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Yeah, yeah. Y'all know. That's an inside family joke that I won't ever tell. I'll never tell. Okay, continue. I had to do that. I had to.
So he wanted to date. I knew from the very beginning I didn't want to date, but I heard stories of people who had relationships that were like a month or two. And I said, oh, okay, we're in college. I'm sure we'll date a month or two and then we'll break up and then it'll be fine. But the longer we dated, the more not breaking up he wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
And so I felt like the L word was coming. So I said, I have to focus on my schoolwork. I'm here on a scholarship. And I don't need a relationship.
And then she threw me in it. My mother wouldn't like it. I'm sure she did, because she did that to me all the time.
And then I broke up with him right before winter break. And That was my freshman year, the first semester. That breakup relationship haunted me the rest of the 3.5 years I was there. And he told everybody, oh, she's the one who broke my heart. She's the one. So you too, she's making the face. Okay. But anyway,
I'm making a face because I'm like, okay, I'm just being real. He was pathetic. Okay.
Oh,
Let me spray this. Okay.
Somebody did, because it feels like everybody.
Okay, he was really pathetic. I felt for him. I wish that someone had have talked him out of this, because knowing my daughter, clearly the interest wasn't there. Okay, but she's a nice person, so she didn't want to. But that's not the way to go. Sometimes you're not being nice to them. You're being hurtful because you're making them feel like there is a chance where there is none.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And when she said anybody would be happy to be your girlfriend or whatever, I would have said, except me. Me. Because guess what? Because I'm really, no, but I wouldn't have did it like that, except me, because I'm really, really highly focused on my studies. I'm here on a scholarship, and you are too much of a distraction. You really are, because you're just great. Let me introduce you to my friend.
I should have said, hold on. Let me call my mom. She'll explain it to you.
Right, exactly.
She'll
okay, because that's where I would have told him, you are perfect in every way. You know, there are no mistakes. You are great. But my daughter is on a scholarship, and she's the one that's going to save us. So she can't have any relationships. Her father said no.
Awesome. Pass the book again. Oh, fine.
Her father's 6 feet tall, okay? I'm the dangerous one, but her father said no. So, yeah, we would have got her out of it. But she, what can I tell you, y'all? But the moral of the story is, as she was saying, you do have people that will say things or go along, because I found the vast majority of people that I've come across are passive aggressive. So they're not confrontate like me. I'm all up in your face. Okay. That's just who I am. But most people are passive aggressive. They don't want confrontation. So I have seen people have whole marriages and they were the wrong person. And then you wonder why they had a divorce. That's why. Because they had that moment in time. A lot of things can happen. I'm a perfect example of things that can happen that can cause you to take the wrong road if you don't really know what you want. Because like I said, my mother died when I was young. Okay, my husband was everything. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be not here. Okay, because he was very, very supportive, all those things. I could have misconstrued that support as I'm in love with him. Fortunately, I, like Brandon, I already knew my intentions. I knew what I wanted. Okay, he just had to get the message. Okay, I knew what was going to happen. Okay, and I made it happen, Captain. That's how it worked. But my point is, kindness, loneliness, all of these things can translate into, I think I love you, and you may love them, but are you in love? There's a difference. Okay, I love a delicious meal. I'm not in love with it. Okay, so you have to be able to decide the difference. And when you are in love, you are 10 toes deep. You are ride and die. It doesn't matter what happens. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low. Okay, that is when you are in love. And you can fall in and out of it, okay, but you come right back around full circle and you're right back there again. Okay, you don't get that when you first meet somebody. You can feel it. You may project it and work towards it. Okay, but it's not the true depth of what being in love with someone is. And I will stand with that. Okay, so I just sprayed this little pot because this little pot of mine is the only thing that can hold that little itty bitty thing. Okay, let me go over here and check my other stuff because it's over here. Oh boy, it has cooked down immensely. Let me turn this down before we end up with burn a biscuit. Okay, so yeah, because it's really, I mean, this is like, yeah, buddy. I knew I heard it. It was over here going, help me. Okay, so yeah. These are, I'm talking about, I'm going to take this out and make the gravy. Honey, it done gravied itself. Okay, yeah. It sure did, and I got a little bit of, okay, I'm going to turn this way down. Too low. Okay, and I'm going to stir this just like that. Okay, and okay, get that all that little, the nibbly bits. Yep. The nibbly bits, but down here trying to turn colors on me. Okay, so yeah. I'm just getting all the nibbly bits down here, all my little vegetables that have disintegrated and on the bottom of my pot. Okay. Ooh, this is thick as boy, oh boy, wow. Okay, y'all, I can't show y'all this now. I gotta finish showing you this. And then when we plate it up, you get to see this, okay? Okay. All right, so what we got going on here? All right. I think, this is pretty tender. Let's see. Okay.
I love that pot. That pot cooks so fast.
This pot cooks really fast.
Like
it does
cooker.
really too fast, to be totally honest. Okay, so let's get that. I got my little vegetables all stuck to the bottom here. This meat has just pretty much like just kind of falling apart. Okay, I'm telling you that Ados meat tenderizer will it do it or what?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off. Okay. I'm going to turn that off. Let me wipe this up. And then I'm going to show you how you get to this point. Because, yeah. Let me take this. See, it'll keep cooking. Let me take this off here and let this detach from the stainless steel. Because, like I told you guys, or if you're new here, these type of stoves, these induction stoves, they conduct heat when the stainless steel is on there. Once the stainless steel is off, then it gets cooled. So we're just going to put it over here on the side here. Okay, that looks really good. And I'm going to show you guys, I sprayed this because that's what I do. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to get my vegetables, right? And so that's what I did in the big pan here. And I'm going to take the vegetables. So I'm going to take a little bit of onion, a little bit of pepper, and I put it on the bottom, just like that. Okay? And then I take my meat when I usually have more than one piece, and I put the meat in here, just like that. So let me get this out. Let me get my fork. Okay, let me put it in. And see, if you see right now, you got to see the oil that was in here is now flavored. So where do you think I'm going to put that oil? Just guess. I'm going to put that oil in here. Yes, I am, just like that, because that's going to help flavor my meat. Okay, and I'm going to take this over here, put that in there. Oh, did I have the right top? Okay, that's a little one. Put the other top in here. Okay, so I have that. So now that I have that, I'm going to take my butter, just like that. And usually it's more butter than this, but like I said, I have one piece. So this is quite a bit of butter for one piece. But butter makes things all better. Now, normally what I would have done with this meat and what I did with the other meat, before I seared it, I seasoned it up. But because I have one piece of meat, I'm going to season it up now because it's going to cook down and those juices cook through the meat. So you can season it before, after, it's just a preference. So now I'm going to hit it with my Casey's Blessing. And like I said, my Casey's Blessing, I can just make it rain, y'all, because there's no sodium here. Okay, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of adobo. Adobo does have salt, so I'm going to be careful with that. And I'm just going to put a half of, remember, if I have 4 pounds of this, it's going to be a half a teaspoonful. I'm going to hit it with my onion powder, okay? Half a teaspoonful, but this is just a sprinkle because, we just got one little, hey there, lonely beef. That's what we got, okay? I'm going to take my black pepper and I'm going to hit it. And then I'm going to take my herbs, okay? And so, for those of you who don't know, I swear I say this so much, A pinch is your index finger and your thumb. Whatever is between that. And so I'm just going to take a little bit of these herbs, and you can use whatever herbs you want. I'm just going to stick it in here just like this because it's one moment in time. Yeah. So I'm going to get that in there, and I'm going to do that with each one of my herbs. And you know what? Herbs are subjective. You can put whatever you want in here. Okay? Whatever you like. Don't let anybody with a cookbook or a recipe tell you what you want to taste. There are some flavors that do go well together, but ultimately you want to learn the baseline of what you're cooking, then you make it your own. If I had 5 people here cooking what I'm cooking, I want every last one of those dishes to taste a little different than mine, because I want you to become fearless and to make it your own. Okay? I want it to taste good, but I want variety. Because variety is the spice of life, baby. Okay, so we got all these in here. I'm going to take the rest, and what I normally do with all the meat, after I do that seasoning, I layer. So I'm going to take the rest of these veggies and stick it in here just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take some Worcestershire sauce, and that would be a tablespoonful if you have all of the meat. So I'm just going to do a little sprinkle. Just like that. And I'm going to get some of my minced garlic, whatever's left, because now I got to buy another one. I've been cooking with this stuff all day. Okay, I'm going to squeeze a little bit of that in there. I am going to get my tomato paste. And with the tomato paste, like I said, I put 2 tablespoons in. I have very little left. And as you see, I haven't squeezed it all up, but I got just enough of this one piece of meat. So I'm going to squeeze that in. Just like that, just a little, not a whole lot, because I'm not trying to make, spaghetti sauce or anything. So let me just get a little bit of that in there. And now this is done. Okay. And then I'm going to get, if you want to get froggy and fancy, you can put a little bit of red cooking sherry in here too. I ain't do all that today because it ain't necessary. Because if you see this meat is, yes. So now I have to get my onion soup mix. Now I'm going to just put a teeny tiny bit in there because, like I told you, this store brand one is kind of salty, and I don't need that much for one piece. Okay, so let me just get a little bit. I'm just doing a little sprinkle. Okay, because what we do, we layer the layers of onion, and then I'll put this in a baggie and save it for the next go round. Okay. And finally, I'm going to take this and put a little bit of paprika, because paprika, depending on the kind you buy, doesn't only give color, it gives flavor. All right. I'm going to do a little squirt of my Splenda, just one, just like that, because we do that to cut the tanginess of the tomato paste. And now I just need some beef broth, which I thought I had down here, but I guess I had. Did you put it away? Yeah. See, they've been cleaning up as I've been doing stuff. So it's in the fridge. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour some in, but I am not going to fill it all the way up to the top because you don't want to cover this. When you are braising, you do not cover. Okay, you put about half the amount. So I put, for the 4 pounds, I put 2 cups of fluid. And if you need more as you go along, you will do that. So now I'm going to stir this nicely. I'm going to bring this to a boil. And then I'm going to take it down. So I'm going to start at high, and it will probably go really quickly in this pan. And once it starts to boil and I turn it down, I'm going to take these, my rosemary, my thyme, and my basil here, and just sit it right on top. I'm not going to stir it because I don't want all these stems and stuff. So that'll help me have the ability to take it out. So let me just wipe this off because I got a little messiness here. Okay. And now I'm going to put my other pot over here. Just like that. Oh, that's nice. I'm so happy I don't even have to thicken that up. That is nice. Okay. Let me just wipe this off. And we will continue. I'm waiting for this to boil. Now, I will tell you, that was a good conversation there. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of different dynamics for this particular topic. Is it love or just a moment? From I'm going to meet you We're going to do whatever, and then I'll see you no more till I meet you. And I'm going to try to cultivate this, even if you're not ready to. I'm going to meet you, and I'm going to be frank and honest. This is what I need. Okay? Are you ready? So there are a lot of different ways to do it. But you need to decide for yourself what is going to be the best way for you, which all comes back to knowing who you are, knowing what you want, not being afraid to voice it. No, you don't have to scare people off. Okay. See, it's already bubbling. So now that it's bubbling, I'm going to take it down, and I'm just going to take it to a 2 right there. And it's going to go down. Now let me put my little stalk. I call this the weeds in the grass that my husband didn't cut. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, I'm lying. This is these. It's not the weeds. Okay, but you're gonna put it on here, and let me just wipe this up again because a little condensation, and this is just gonna do its little thing here. Okay, and I'm gonna move over here, and we're gonna wrap this up about the talk, and then we're going to have the privilege of plating up this lovely meal. How good is that? And then I'll give y'all a little heads up about how I did some of the sides. Okay? So, beautiful assistant, if you could be so kind as to kind of clear this up for me. If my other beautiful assistant can hold this cord for me so I can move my computer, that'd be lovely.
Is everything here safe?
Everything here is safe to put away. Yes, it is. Okay. Let me get that over here. Push that back. All right. And let me get my little papers here because, I'm old and I ain't memorized this stuff. I just can talk about it. Okay. So let me put this here because I'm not a psychiatrist. I just play one on television. Okay. Listen, I've just been doing this thing for a while, and I figure there are so many perspectives on relationships out here in the atmosphere. Most of what I've seen have been negative. I'm just here to give you the benefit of my knowledge, what I've experienced, what people I know have experienced. So maybe it'll keep you from having to zig and zag, and you can go straight back and forth and save you a little bit of time, because I'm going to be totally honest with you. Okay. Very few people, and I said this in my last show, very few parents really sit and have relationship talks with their children. Okay. I'm not talking about the birds and the bees. I'm talking about the relationship that you have to grow, knowing what you want, knowing that you may not be ready for it and you need to grow some more and have a relationship with yourself. Okay. And it's important. We will have better dynamics overall if these are the things that we start talking about. And let it not get twisted, okay? I had to get old to understand a lot of this stuff. But the crime is not in being ignorant prior to whatever situation you're in. It's if you remain ignorant and you allow yourself not to learn and grow, okay? That's where the crime comes in. Okay, because we all come here not knowing a whole lot of stuff. But when you protest or you refuse to intake information or make yourself knowledgeable so you can be a better you, so you can be a better we, then that's a crime. Because when you know better, you do better. I'm going to take a sip of this because I'm a little dry. And, like I said, things can feel really real when whatever situation you're in. Sometimes you just need support. And you have people that are there that are willing to support you. Some people take advantage of the fact that you need support. I mean, there are so many caveats to this particular topic, until, you glimpse at things. I did a short for this particular topic. And it brought to mind Luther Vandross' If Only for One Night. Okay. And if you listen to the lyrics of the song, okay, let me hold you tight, if only for one night. Okay. So I'm going to give you everything that you ever needed or wanted. And if it's only for a fleeting moment, I'm gonna take you there. Okay. Now, for some people, that's all they need.
Well, you need to be upfront with that.
Okay, and that right.
Because I'm mad if you're like, if I'm gonna give you everything I have for a night. No,
but if he tells you or she tells you, hey.
Well, at least he put his cards on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put his cards on the table.
If you put your card, and this is what I keep saying. But see, now we're being contradictory because you said.
I did, but I said, but hold on. Let's be clear. I wasn't if only for one nighting anyone.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, let me clear myself. I'm saying let's get French fries. Let's go. Can you help me with my lesson plan for school tomorrow for my kids I have to teach? Not if only one for one nighting.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying. You were saying that you don't want to. Sometimes you shouldn't just put everything on the table. That's what I'm saying.
But if it's something where
this,
you don't have to put everything on the table if you're going to get French fries. But if you're only for one nighting, you need to put that on the table.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and this is why Casey says, tell them what you want. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you like this. If someone is honest with me, and I think the biggest thing comes in when you are not given options. That's where the problem comes in. When you're not given options. I may not want to hear what you're saying to me. Okay, but if you're honest enough to say it and then I still roll with you, then that's on me. Okay, but if you don't tell me that and you just sit there passively and let me think whatever I want to think,
well, you're only for
and you only for one nighting me, okay. Let's just say this, okay. My daughter needs to censor my mouth for that one because I'm not gonna respond to that because I am here to tell you that is wrong. That is dead wrong. And I am telling you, if you are not bold enough to give the truth, the truth, and that's just the bottom line. The truth. You know what you want. You know how you feel. And if you don't know how you feel, you better go find out before you step up to me. Okay, she's over here seething now. Okay, but we're going to talk about the difference between passion and purpose. Does anybody know what I'm talking about there? The difference between passion and purpose. Okay.
I'm thinking work, so my passion is my purpose. So you got to break it down with the love.
Okay, we're going to break it down with the love thing. Passion is as it is. I see you. I like you. I want you. I'm going to do you. That's passion.
Oh, no, don't say that. Don't say
okay.
No.
Okay. Excuse me. This is a grown folk show. This is a grown folk show. Unboot me. That is passion. Okay? Straight up. Purpose is we're going to think about how we're going to navigate this relationship so it can be good for the both of us. Okay, we make plans, we do things like that. Okay, I have to be real. Listen, I'm not talking to no children, and this is why this show is the time of night it is. Okay, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. Okay, it's nothing wrong if that's what you want and the other person wants that. Okay, it's a free world. Do you, boo? But if you're looking for something long term and that is what you got, and you wondering why he ghosting you or she's ghosting you after the fact because you're looking for breakfast in Tiffany's or whatever the heck you're doing, you need to adjust your mind. Okay, you need to know. I think the biggest thing with relationships is knowing who you are. Forget about the other guy. You need to know who you are. Because when you learn who you are, then you know what you want and what you don't want. When you don't know who you are, it becomes the dilemma, okay? And that is when you get into trouble, and that is when people's feelings get hurt and all the stuff. The best thing you can do to me is tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. That's the best. I'm not that girl that will see, and this could be a stranger. If I see a stranger come out of the restroom and they have toilet paper hanging from the back of their clothes, I'm going to tap them on the shoulder and tell them. I'm not going to be sitting there pointing at them, okay? Because now I'm part of the problem, okay? So you have to know who you are so you can get what you want. If you go to the clothing store and you don't have any idea whatsoever what you want, you'll probably spend the whole day there trying everything and come out there with nothing. That is how a relationship is when you don't have any idea what you want. Then you start taking what you can get. Do you really want that?
Well, okay. I guess it wouldn't just be based person to person, because like that's where finding out if that person is your person or not, because you guys will have like, you be able to pick up on each other's vibe. Like even if you don't explicitly say, I don't want to know this information or whatever, you pick up the vibe from that person that they may or may, like based on the things that they say to you, certain types of cues that you may pick up on, in conversation if you're paying close enough attention.
Okay.
If your vibe is on the same wave, you'll be able to figure out how to deal with that.
All of that takes time. So I think that's what this all boils down to. Like, you don't have to come in with expectations. You don't have to, if you give your relationship space and room to breathe. And a lot of people I know in this generation, the loneliness epidemic with young men and young women is real. It's not like people feel like I'm never going to meet my person. And so they jump and jump and jump. And so I just think, like my husband is saying in the background, but I'm not going to say it, the curse word. He says, sit your tail down somewhere. So be patient. Peace, be still.
Or in the famous words of Junior, Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get older.
I mean, yeah, but that's true. But okay. I thought the purpose right now is just to determine if both parties want to one night or long term, or is it mismatch?
Okay.
So that's what this.
But I think you'll know. Like,
listen, most people who doing a booty call know right away.
You have to pick up the vibe that they're putting down, or if they are not straightforward. That's what I'm saying. Are they being straightforward? Because some people don't want that. That's what we just said. So it depends on the individual. Some people may need that straightforwardness to.
Well, of course, I'm sure most people, I think, will need the straightforwardness, but it's more so the people who need to be who will be straightforward, they're fine. It's the people who are hiding that and getting people into it. So it's more so, I think what will be valuable is how do we avoid people who are not going to be straight up. And my only suggestion for that is time. Because if you want to jump into, if only for one nighting on that first date, you don't know enough about that person.
They may not be trying to one night you, but they may not want to put all their cards on the table in the fear of pushing them away.
But that's
good.
What I'm saying. But listen, hold on. But that's what I'm saying. If you know that you are not, if you want something longer, if you know that, and you're not open to if only for one night,
and that person really isn't open to that, they're not going to take you there.
But no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if that person is, if you're with somebody, if you're on a date with someone who is only for the night, but you're not only for the night, then don't conduct yourself
in that way. Exactly.
Right. So that they don't even get it misconstrued. Right. But I mean, so that would ideally be, you would communicate that. But I'm saying that's one way to keep yourself safe by not conducting yourself if only for one night.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's all I was saying. That's what I'm trying to.
Right. So whether you're verbalizing it or you are conveying it in your body language or the conversation or whatever.
And that's what I meant by picking up the vibe that the person is putting.
Right. But see, exactly. But if the person is tried and true and they really want to be honest about things, then yes, you're going to pick up on a vibe. But if you got somebody trying to run game on you, okay, they're going to give you the vibe they think you want to hear. So as beautiful assistant number 1 says, okay, you have to control you. Don't get caught up in the moment if the moment is not what you want to be caught up in. Yeah. And that's the facts.
In Jesus' name.
Okay.
Amen.
That is the facts. Don't get caught up in the moment if that's not the moment you want to be in. And the lesson behind all these feelings is every connection, even brief, teaches us something about what we need and what we deserve. Okay, so stick that in your pipe and smoke it. It all comes back to knowing what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you'll take whatever you can get. And like my studio artist was saying, okay, people are in this urgency because I should have a husband by now. I should have this by now. Who says? Show me the book where it said I want to see the book. Because if it ain't written, it ain't fact.
People are lonely, but you can use that time to use that time you feel lonely to make sure when you go into a relationship that you are bringing your best self and you're able to ask that of the other person.
Exactly. Because I'm going to tell you, there's something, like I said, you can be lonely, but you don't have to be alone. Because as long as you have yourself,
and sweet Jesus,
okay, you have a friend. Okay. Don't look yourself in the mirror and say, I got you.
No.
That's what you want to do. And these are the things that I want you guys to understand. I ain't here to preach to nobody. I ain't here to tell nobody nothing. Okay. What I'm telling you is what I'm doing is, and what this show is about is almost like a brainstorming session. Because sometimes when you are to yourself, you negate to be real with yourself. And so when you hear all these other opinions and thought patterns, it gives you something to mull around in your head and think about what your situation is. I will tell you again and again and again. I don't think everybody out there is bad. I don't think there's no hope for the world in relationships. You can have the relationship that you want. Everything that you want has to be intentional. It's not going to drop in your lap. It ain't just going to happen by magic. It takes hard work and perseverance. So, yeah, you need to work at it and find somebody that want to work at it with you. So, that being said, we're going to plate up this puppy. How about that? So, I need some plates, y'all. And we're going to plate the stuff up. And some of the stuff I had cooked ahead of time. So, I'm like, heat it up a little. And, yeah. So we need to decide, are we going to do the fancies or are we going to do my beautiful, lovely plates from Dollar Tree? Okay, I think, let's do our Dollar Tree plates, okay, because they're really pretty and I want you guys to see them. And I hope that this conversation leaves you with just some thoughts, okay, because there are a lot of people out there that are still seeking relationships, may already be in one, and this may cause you to question, hey, maybe I need to explore something. I'm not saying you need to step off, but maybe you need to have a conversation. You don't know, because sometimes when you're in a relationship and maybe it was the wrong time or not the right time, okay, it has become the time and you need to fix it so you can make it the way you want it to be. All right. So let's see what we got here. Okay, let me check. My little one piece of meat, y'all. Let me turn her down to low. Okay. And I need a spatula. And I'm gonna stir this. What I made a lovely curried rice, y'all. And it's very easy, and I will make it for you guys one day and you can see it. But very nice. I'm going to kind of stir this up a little because I need to heat it up because I made this ahead of time. But it's going to be really good. It's very, very flavorful and very fragrant and very easy to make because I use instant rice. I sure did, believe it or not. I'm going to let y'all see. I'm just trying to stir it up, fluff it up because it's been sitting. Okay. Oh, that smells good. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all what I got. Show you what I'm working with. Okay. So there you go. Okay, now she over. I see. I start riots in this house because every word you say can be a song. It really can. You could sing all day. You really could. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, I need a spoon. I'm gonna put the veggies on here. Okay, I need this dryer. Okay, I'm gonna put the veggies on here. Okay.
Where?
Now I want to show you guys. These are so pretty. These plates are. Do you see how cute these are? Do you see how pretty these are? I spent 25 cents on this plate. 25 cents, y'all. 25. Don't sleep on Dollar Tree. You can go online. Okay, so I need the spatula. What did I do with this one here? Okay. Oh, I need you to cut the bread. So I need to put that on there and heat it up. Okay, so we're plating up these puppies, y'all. So y'all can see. Okay, so let me just scoop this up because beautiful sister told me, Mom, use a spatula. So I'm gonna use a spatula because I did. This is an experiment that I haven't done before, and
a very tasty one.
It tastes good though. I heard. I haven't tried it, so I'm gonna let you guys see before I put it in here. I took this right here. This is a wedge of cabbage. And so I seasoned it up really nice with olive oil and garlic and spices and herbs and Casey's blessing, of course. And I fried some applewood bacon. So I cooked it open-faced in the oven for 40 minutes. And then I put my bacon on top afterwards. They said it's delicious. We'll find out. So let me get that. And I'm going to put this little rice on here. Just like that. Okay. All right, let me get that all on here. Okay, I'm gonna heat this up right quickly because this is a little chilly. Do we have our bread?
Yep, I'm cutting it now. I cut them in the nice
little squares.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't do a whole square. You gave her.
You
gave that. Okay, she's over here trying to shortchange y'all.
No, I was gonna give them in strips so it could heat.
Okay, no, you didn't. No, you can give just a square. Yeah, because it's been room temperature.
Okay. I'm trying to make it easier to come out.
I know. Let's just get it real. She's trying to make it pretty over here.
I am. There we go. That's better.
Okay, that's a big one.
Do they want to cut
That,
it?
no, just leave it there. But I mean, it's big. Okay. All right. She got a big hunk of burning love over here, y'all. Okay, of this sweet potato cornbread. But I'm gonna stick this in here. See, I didn't tell the other beautiful sister because she loves bread.
I do. All the carbs. All of them.
Okay, so let me stick it on here real quick. Heat that up. Let me do the next plate. Okay, we're going to get that just like this. A little piece. Okay, that'll be yours. Okay. We're going to do that. Let me get another little one. And somebody get my grill master. Okay, get that over here. Put that on there. Yeah, that's really cute. Whoever. Yeah, just put it there. You give us some big hunks. This must be for your sister.
Yes.
That's huge. Okay. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit because I don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay. Okay, so let me stick this in here. Perfect. Hey, did it get hot? Nope, it needs to go again. I guess it needs more than a minute. Oh, I didn't put it on a minute, y'all. Put it on 10 seconds. That's why. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, now I'm sitting here with a plate in my hand. So it's almost there. See, the meat is hot. This bread is humongous. It really is.
Should I put that in half?
I don't want anything that big. I can't eat all of that.
Well, that's why I had the strip for the smaller.
I would have cut these into like little squares because this bread is This bread is big. Okay, so I'll put this in here. Stop. 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 Okay. I forgot who I was giving this to. Okay. All right, let me get this meat. Do I have tongs over there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the tong and see what I can pull up out of here.
That thing goes on.
Yeah, it's falling apart, y'all. Okay, well, it's coming apart and it's so soft. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Okay. All right, it's
Grill master?
no. You need grill master's not here. Did anybody go get the grill master?
Yes, he's on his way.
Oh, okay, he's coming. Okay. So Corey, come get this since you always the first one. I'll make the rest. Okay, let me get a little gravy on here. Okay, and this is so tender. This is more tender than the first one I did. Okay, so here. You need a fork.
Oh, that's what these are for.
Oh, he like, you know,
Oh,
he
you got
likes
a real
his special
fork. Yeah.
fork. Okay, let me get this.
Yeah.
And you can tell them what you think.
This is, let's show them this plate. Check that out, guys. Doesn't that look delicious?
This is gonna be for Charlie. I'm not gonna give her because I know she only really wants the bread.
And the rice.
I know.
And the vegetables.
So everything.
Yes, everything.
Okay. I can live with that. Okay. Let me get a fork for her. Okay, guys. Okay, I hear nothing.
I just got it in my mouth.
Here you go.
Oh, it's for me to eat.
Yeah, it's for you to eat. That's what you said you wanted.
Yeah, I didn't know you're feeding me now. Wow.
Yes. Well, we feed
It's nice
while we're
and tender.
on. What is that? What's that for? Either me or you. Okay. Well. Okay.
Oh.
So, it's a very nice and tender. Very juicy. It's like the flavor just pops. It's amazing. And that's just the meat. Now, we're going to go ahead and try some of the rice. Light, fluffy, perfect. And what is this? This is cabbage?
What is this?
I'm-
It's cabbage.
It's
It's cabbage.
It's cabbage.
It's a different kind of way.
This is lovely. I mean, oh my goodness! I guess it has me speaking
Mm.
fancy.
Lovely.
So the cabbage is sweet, a little sweet, but it has a spice, and I like the slight, I guess, char or crust
It's a char.
on it. And bacon makes everything better, along with butter. The meat is fantabulous as expected. And you know, carbs can't go wrong with them. But I really like the how creative the curry rice is. That's a nice pairing with the beef.
Okay.
But the cabbage, I could eat that. I hate to say that because you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. These are tricky vegetables. It doesn't taste like it's bad. It doesn't taste like it's good for you, but it is.
Well, that's how you get children to eat stuff. That's how.
Cabbage is
Here you
really
go,
good.
beautiful assistant. That's you. Okay, let me get this. Okay, and you get this fall apart. All right, so let me. Go ahead. Okay, we'll get some of this. Oh, lift that up. Lift that up. Okay, so let's put that like
One
that.
of each. Okay.
Oh, well, made a mess with that one.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna get this on one side. We'll put the rice in here.
This looks delicious.
I'm talking to your father.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I was happy.
This
No,
meat,
no.
first of all, this meat is so tender. My fork is just gliding through it.
Mm.
Wow. It just melts in your mouth like butter. Whew. It's hot though. How long have you cooked this?
About 2.5 hours.
Everything tastes like you've been cooking it all day.
Yeah, but see, that's what happens when you put that ADOS on it and that mayo. That mayo broke it down, and usually this would take maybe 3 hours, 3.5 if you didn't have it.
That sauce.
What you put on that, darling?
The sauce.
I was talking about the marinade. That I marinated it in mayo.
In mayo?
Yeah, in mayo
It made
and
the
herbs
sauce
and
so
garlic.
creamy. All the flavors, it's just magnified because it just been sitting and marinating for all that time, and then it just sat and bubbled. It just cooks into the meat. Woo, man! And then that pot cooks it so tender. It's beautiful.
Taste the cabbage.
I did taste the cabbage.
What do you think?
It's delicious. It has a nice crisp on it, but it's also very tender too. And I like the char and the spiciness of it. It's like a nice. Did you put a little cayenne on it?
No, none.
Nothing really.
Mm-mm.
It has this nice
is the
little
spiciness
spice.
I'm tasting? Is it the paprika?
Ooh, maybe the smoky
It
paprika.
could be.
Yeah, it gives it a nice little. It's not overly spiced, but it has a very delicious flavor. Everything goes really well together. I didn't even get to taste the curry rice by itself. That's really tasty. I've never had this kind of rice before. I love this. This is different.
Yeah, I put a little extra spin on it for y'all.
Yes, this does taste really good with the beef. It's delicious.
What kind of rice you made, darling?
It is a curry rice, but I added turmeric and saffron.
That's good.
So I put a little spin, and then of course you know the garlic and all that good stuff like that. There, I have your plate in a second.
It's very soft.
What's very soft?
The meat.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. The meat itself, I wanted it to be very soft because one thing you'll find with this beef, the beef short ribs, if you don't cook them right, they kind of tough.
I was thinking that.
Is this a very expensive cut?
Actually, they had it on sale. It was on sale, so that's why I bought it. It was $6.99 a pound versus the short ribs, which were $10 a pound, and you got more bone and you got short. Okay, so I needed to taste some meat. I don't know about nobody else. Okay.
Trying to be big, no bones up in here.
Let me sit over this before I can sit.
I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. I don't hear any sound, so I guess everybody else is happy too.
I know that's right. That's a good indicator right there.
But you have to be very careful with beef, especially different cuts of beef. You can pretty much tenderize any kind of beef if you do it the right way and you cook it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And you can get the results you want. What my question is to you guys, because a lot of time with chuck, it's stringy. Is it stringy?
Like I said, the meat just melts.
Okay.
Melts into delectable flavors.
We get your meat.
That's like dessert.
What's
What do you guys think about that bread?
The cornbread.
Cornbread.
It's sweet potato cornbread. Didn't you not hear my
But you like bread, so I can't go by bread lover.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if it feels almost like it's too much for. I don't know. It feels like it should be dessert. It feels like dessert is on your plate.
You got a nice piece of cake with your
Yeah, but it's but it's not too sweet. It tastes like
Thank you, darling.
I don't know, a mixture of a pie. It's yummy.
Okay, that's her answer, and she's sticking to it. It's yummy. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit, guys. I'm not gonna get a whole lot. I'll take a little piece of this, just so I can taste it.
It smells divine.
Okay, and I'm gonna get a little piece of this. I'm gonna take, because I made red and green cabbage.
What's the difference?
Nothing. Well, the red cabbage is a little sweeter. It has a little sweetness to it, but I hit it up anyway with a little sweetener. I do that with when I make my cabbage. I'm just gonna put a little bit on here like that. I'm gonna heat this up. Then I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, those people you're dating probably are not.
Right, right.
So I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Well, we're reading that in the crime column, Mom.
What are you talking about? What
Hey,
the
you know about
You stirring up mess.
you stirring up.
I'm not stirring up anything. Okay. The guilty ones know who they are. I'm joking, but hey, like I said, transparency is key. Always. Always. Don't think that I'm gonna tell you, if you run somebody away by telling the truth, then they need to run anyway. Okay. And I'm just being real. If you feel that you have to conceal things, because once you start concealing stuff, you just got to keep doing it and keep doing it. And that's too much like work, okay? We already have to work how many hours a week? I don't want to have to do all that extra work in my relationship. I don't know. Only the good work.
I think sweet potato should be mandatory inside of cornbread.
Okay, so great. All right. I'm going to tell you in a minute. We're going to see. Gonna be a little bit of this gravy. Put it right there. Get that in here.
Yeah, the beef is divine, darling.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. Okay, we got that. I'm gonna see what this is all about, y'all.
Got a little kick in it though.
And yeah, everybody says that. I don't think I could think it could be is the paprika or maybe the pepper, but I didn't put anything hot in it. Okay, I want you guys, because nobody took the time to give you an up close and personal look at this meat. Okay, you see that? Do you see the glistening on that? That is the actual I didn't even have to put anything on it. It cooked down, and this is what it was. And I just dropped some on my computer. That's good. I'm gonna taste it. Just a second. Let's see. Ooh. They're right. This is like butter. For real. Oh my goodness. You taste the rice. It really complements each other. It really does. Let me taste this.
I love that cornbread.
Cabbage.
Oh, sweet bread.
It's cornbread. It's sweet potato cornbread.
Okay, they're over here raving about the sweet potato cornbread. Okay, let me taste this. Now, what I do taste, I taste some spice in this cabbage.
That's what I said.
I thought you were talking about the meat, the bean.
No, we were talking about the cabbage.
It probably is the combination of the pepper and the smoky paprika.
That's what I said.
Oh, this is good. Oh, yeah. Y'all, I got to hurry this one up. Okay. So, I lost my place. At the end of the day, let me swallow. This is really good. Do this right here. This is good. It's delicious. You really want to try this. Okay. And what you also want to try, like I said, again, transparency. Know who you are. Know what you want. Then you can pursue what you're after. You've heard all different scenarios here. Okay. And I'm sure there are a lot more, that you may have experienced or you know about, or hey, put it in the comments. Tell me something good. I need to know. That's what this is about, an exchange of information. And at the end of the day, it's up to you how you want to carry yourself when you're in these relationships or when you're meeting somebody. And that's all I got to say about that one. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this live, this talk, this wonderful food. I hope you make it. It was very enlightening. It was nice having my studio audience. I'm going to give them a hand because they were very verbal and very helpful. And I like that. I really do. I don't feel so alone. I really don't. Anyhow, I hope that all of you get the relationships that you are seeking. If you're in one, work at it and make it be forever if that's what you're looking for. And if you don't want one at all, and you just want one with yourself, I hope you all find your rhythm and dance. And you know what I wish you all? Some love, peace, and hey, a good week. I'm going to see y'all next week, okay? With something new and exciting. I'm not going to get all bleep-diddy bleep, bleep, bleep. But we grown folks. Sometimes we just have to go there. In any case, I got to eat this. I'm going to see y'all next week. Smooches. Goodbye.